the way that the samurai learned to use the shorter swords, the katana, which was the same size as these buckles, and was shortened down from the tachi side. The tachi with the longer swords, for longer, and when they weren't using armour anymore, they weren't at constant battle with people, they could wear their swords into town, but not the big long ones. Alright, the big long ones were this way up, so sharp side down, which meant that they were limited in the way that they could draw their swords. So when they shortened the swords down to the katana size, they found they could just push them through the obi, this belt that I'm wearing underneath this hakama, and they would sit very nicely in a good position for immediate use. And the Ju-Jitsu and the Ido is the martial art that was developed to deal with that situation where you could draw the sword very quickly and use it very quickly. It had to be quick because, if you can imagine, this is 3 feet of razor sharp steel, and if you're going to have a fight with somebody with it, somebody is going to get, well, probably both of them get really badly damaged, and somebody would almost certainly die. Can you hear me all right? All the way around? Mm. Sorry about the Wi-Fi, I'll try to get that sorted out. So this is a katana style and katana size blade. Very light. Who was in a demonstration earlier? I think it was quite a few, wasn't it? Stick your hands up if you're in a demonstration earlier. You're not allowed to answer this question, right? Does anybody know what that groove is in the blade? Sorry? You're cheating. It's for balance, yeah. So it's for balance. The idea was that you could have that groove put any place you liked when you had your sword made, because it would make it very easy to use for you, nice and easy. Okay? It's a two-handed weapon, although it can be used very effectively with one hand. Has anybody heard of Musashi Miyamoto? No. Musashi Miyamoto was a very famous swordsman in Japan. Lived atop of Roald times in the 15th century. And he learned to use the sword just by experience and actually practicing on his own. He never went to a sword school. At the time, there were many sword schools in Japan. Many different types of schools, different ways of using the sword, but he kind of taught himself. He killed his first man at the age of 13. And then he went on to kill 61 more in duels. Because the practice at the time was that you would learn how to use your sword, then you would travel to your neighbouring sword school, and you would say, who wants to fight? And they would have a challenge and they would fight each other, and someone would come out victor, and they would then make their sword school better than the others. But Musashi never failed. The only one time he failed was when he made an enemy, Konosuke. He made him vulnerable, knocked him down, but he didn't kill him, which was very unusual for Musashi to let someone off. And Konosuke thought, well, I'm going to go away, and I'm going to find a way to beat this man. And Konosuke invented the Jo. Does anybody do martial arts? I know Brett does. Anybody else do martial arts? Yeah, so you know about the Jo? Yeah, so Jo is a short staff. It's not, a bow is the long one, and the Jo is a short wooden staff. And Konosuke went away, and he thought, I can probably beat him. And he developed a system where he could beat the man with the sharp sword. And he beat Musashi, but he spared his life. So what went around came around. So it's very good. Okay, so your Ju-Jitsu was developed because this sword had to be both a weapon and a shield. Okay, so I need a willing victim here. Oh, sorry, volunteer. Volunteer. Of course I mean volunteer. That young man in the blue there, he looks like a likely lad. Come in, and your name is?
Nathan.
Nathan, hi Nathan, I'm pleased to meet you. Good to meet you. Okay, so this is going to be your sort of, so it's going to be a good situation. And you just take it and down. Excellent. So you hold it this way. Okay, so using the swords and shields is all about being able to stop your stopping your adversary being able to hit. So the idea is that we could lock swords this way, or could block this way, but what happens there is that these two crystalline edges on these blades will lock together. And from then it's a case of who's going to get away fastest to get away and do a killing cut. Yeah? Okay, so really will try to block with this. You know, this bit. So Nathan comes in with a cut. What he's going to do is cut there, and then no matter how hard he did it, this would just slide off. Okay, so you're not going to do it hard, you're very slow, because the reaction is really big up my yeah, so it slides away. Good. Now, because they were quite intelligent, these guys who made our style. Our style is called Musashi Miyamoto. It's a long fighting. But they realised that we've got a curved blade here. Okay, we can use that. So as his blade comes down and hit, as it comes down and hit, it will slide off. But if I turn my blade this way, it throws his blade away. Curvature throws his blade away, which then puts him in a very dodgy position when you come out. Thank you, ladies. Give thanks to another one. Very good. Okay, now, Ju-Jitsu. It's all about getting the sword out as quickly as you can, cutting down your enemy, and then putting the sword away. Does anybody know Bruce Lee? Anybody seen Bruce Lee? Bruce Lee developed Kendo, which was a style of martial art. And his idea was that if someone went to punch you, you instantly block that punch, but then replied straight away with a punch of your own. So you'd be a block punch. You didn't want to hang about. You wanted to get there, get rid of the opponent as quickly as you could. And Ju-Jitsu is all about doing exactly the same thing. Okay? When you draw your sword, and wearing your sword this way gives me loads of ways I can draw it. I can draw it single-handedly over the top and cut, which is really good if someone's just going to get their sword out, because you can take their hands off. You can do an uppercut if someone's wearing armour, uppercut between the legs, under the arms, anywhere there's a vulnerable position. Yeah? So I can choose where I'm going to cut just by changing the angle of the sail, which is this scabbard, before I draw. Okay? Very easy to do that. And the other thing is that they would leave it to the last minute, because if I'm going to cut this young man up here, and I'm aiming it this way, and I'm going to turn the sword this way, he knows that sword's going to come out horizontally, and I'm going to cut like that. But if I leave it to the last minute, and I go to a sword, he doesn't know where it's going to come from until the last minute when it's cut. And I cut. So, there are only 4 bits. Very simple, Ju-Jitsu, 4 bits. First bit is getting the sword out, and you turn that into a cut. So it's called a Ju-Jitsu. The first action is draw sword and cut. Yeah? Now what you're hoping is that you've disabled your opponent there and there. It might not be. You might have dodged back. So the next thing you want to do is follow it up with a Kyōshi. If you have caught it, of course, you're going to really badly hurt him. And the Japanese didn't like to leave an enemy in pain or dishonoured. So they would follow it up with an honour cut called Kyōshi, so big cut. Big cut to finish him off. Ju-Jitsu goes the first one. Second one is Kyōshi. Third one is, well, after you've done all that, there's going to be a bit of a mess on the end of your very expensive blade. And you don't want to stick that mess back in this sail, because that's expensive as well. So what you need to do is to flick it off. Has anybody seen Kill Bill? Okay, do you remember the bride doing this? Yeah. After she dispatched a few enemies, she did this. Yeah. That's their style, Katori Shinto. It's the way they do the blood flick, getting the blood off of the blade with it. Our style does something called the wet umbrella. Now, if you can imagine that you've gone to your friend's house, okay, and you've invited somebody else, and you've managed to have a row with the other guy at the party, and you've had to dispatch him without putting too fine a point on it. Okay, now you're in your friend's house, you've got this really mess, your sword. If you do a chiburi like this, which is our big style, you're going to decorate the ceiling, the wall, the floor, and everything. So the idea is that it's an accelerating flick. So it goes slow, fast. So you just flick the blood back on the corpse. Nice and neatly like that. You don't decorate your friend's house. So there's Ochiburi, which is the great big wet umbrella one, and then we do Eishinu, which is like a little kind of flick out from the side, where you flick the blade out. The other one is Hyakura, where you take it here and you wipe it on your hakama. I don't think they'd use that too much because they like their clothes, the samurai. They would probably wipe it on his hakama and not their own hakama. So they probably wipe it on him rather than on himself.
Makes sense.
Okay, so the 4 parts. Rikitsuke, Kiriroshi, Chiburi, and the last part was Noto. Noto is putting the sword back in the safe. Okay, now I love our armed forces. They're fantastic. Cold string guys, second to none. But when you see them put all sword away, they go like this. They go. Very careful, yeah? Japanese did it carefully, but they would never look where they're putting the sword. Okay, done the glove flip. They don't know if someone's going to rush out of the crowd and attack them or come from behind a tree. So they would keep their awareness up so they could put the sword away without looking down to see where it is. So Noto is a very important part. Noto is putting the sword away, a very important part of using the sword and putting it away safely. And with awareness. Okay, I need another willing victim. Volunteer. I'll put the sharp one away so it should get a few more hands up. Young lady. Your name is? Darcy, Darcy. Come here. Okay, so all the kata that we do in the Ju-Jitsu are all based on real situations. Everything that you're seeing me do today is based on a real thing that happened to a samurai. What he did was, he took it back to his friends and he said, look, this happened to me today, I dealt with it in this way, and they said, right, let's have a look. Oh yeah, we'll incorporate that into our Ju-Jitsu. So, Darcy, down. Okay, so you need to hold it. So we discussed about doing these cuts. So if Darcy can take it up. That's good. So this is a cut. That's in the fence. Now as you can see, Darcy does it a little bit harder. Doesn't matter how hard you do it, it's not never going to defend yourself. Darcy, put it up like this. Put it up on your head. You can hold it just in the right. Right, now look, no matter how hard I hit this, it's never going to get through to hit Darcy. It won't happen. It's a very good shield. So it's just to show you how good a shield it is. Right, Darcy and I are good pals, and we're at a meeting, yeah? So if you kneel down, Darcy, I'll get it down. He's not too bad. Okay, I've got my sword in here. And then Darcy decides she's going to be nice. She's going to grab. I've got to challenge her like this. So now, I've got a few choices. I could hit Darcy, I could hit her in the chest with this or in the stomach, because we use every part, but that would lead to a fight. I don't want to fight. I just want to get this over and done with. So what our samurai did is he drew a sword out and he stuck it. Stuck it underneath his opponent's armpits. Now, this is razor sharp. Now, Darcy is, I could put Darcy anywhere I want here in this situation, yeah? So what he did, that samurai, was he just lifted it up and threw Darcy onto the back of the floor, and then developed a nice big cut to the kiddos to finish off. Give Darcy a big round of applause. Okay, just to show you a couple of kata that we do in our style. Okay, so kata as in karate and all the other martial arts, we call them waza. It means the same thing, it just means a practice, a way of practicing these things. So, if you can imagine that our samurai was coming out of an inn, he had a couple of sake glasses. Sake just means alcoholic drink. So he was a little bit worse, but somebody was zooming in to kill him. He had him hard. Somebody was going to try and wipe him out. And this guy come rushing in from his left. Now it's quite difficult for me to defend from my left because I've got to get the sword out and turn to get anybody. So what he decided to do was let the guy make his cut. So to get a good cut with a sword, it's got to be really committed, big, hard move to be effective. So he let him start his cut. So he came out of the pub, this guy rushes in, he pretended to stumble. So he stumbled sideways. As he did, he blocked this guy's cut. So now this guy, he sort of slipped down. He was very vulnerable. He turned and he cut. Just wait a sec. Right, the mess. Took the sword away. So, in a little bit faster motion, he's out the park, saw this guy come in, stumbled, stick! And he cut. They always do this thing where they have Zanshin, which is awareness. He just waited, just in case he had a couple more pals hanging around. Then, right. And then went back to starting place. Now, it could be that there were more than one adversary. And Musashi, in the Book of Five Rings and the Art of War, places like that, they say things like treat a number of enemies as one body. So people going from your right, on the right, left arm of the person, people going from the left, on the right arm of the person, and people in the middle are just the body. So deal with them as a whole, just a single entity. So one of our samurai was walking into a town, and there were 3 guys waiting. Okay. So as you walked in, this guy rushed in to attack. I need a willing volunteer. I got it right that time, didn't I? I got it right. I got it right, that's good, isn't it? Willing volunteer. I've had you already, Nathan. You're already dead, and so you, Darcy. Young man in the blue. How's your insurance? Is it good? It's all right, is it? What's your insurance? It's your name is? James, it's your James. Good. Come and stand, James. Okay, now James is just going to pretend that he's got this sword by his side, the same way as I'm wearing mine. So he's going to hold onto the sword both hands. Now, in this position, as I walked, as this samurai walked into this town, this guy obviously didn't talk. So as he came in, he just took his sword up and he smashed it down on this guy's wrist as hard as he could, which gave James an awful lot of pain to start with. Now, from this position, I can attack him with this. I could smash him up under the nose, but what I want to do is get him out of the way because I can see this other guy coming rushing in from behind me. I've taken out him. So I push James away, shove, draw the sword and stab this guy who's rushing in. Now, James is still obviously a threat, so I kill James, step aside to him. I killed James. Give James a round of applause, thank you very much.
Finally, James, you died.
I've killed James, there's another guy come rushing this side, and I killed him here. Has anybody seen Seven Samurai? Yeah. Seven Samurai? No? There's a very famous position called, I don't know what it's called. It'll come to me. But it hides a sword from your opponent, so you can't see how long it is. They've got no idea where it's going to, back in over mine. They've got no idea where it's going to come from. So he stepped through and he killed the guy rushing into the enemy. Then he stepped back very easily into a position called Jodan no Komo, Hasan no Komo, which is, the idea is I can keep my eyes open in the air, see everybody, and then do the bluff leg, and then put the sword away. Okay, good. Do you want to see how well the sword cuts?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I need a willing volunteer. I'm only joking. No, this person.
She still wants the volunteer, please.
She wants, sorry?
This one wants the volunteer.
Okay, so this time, don't get the parcel now. Have a look. Just have a little feel for play. Pass it on to the person next door and pass it round. So you can see what they are. They're just like beach mats. And the idea is that we soak them for 3 days and we play them for 1 day. And it's the same as cutting through your arm or your leg.
Cut my eyeballs.
It's just all the way. It's the same as cutting through your arm or leg. Bone hands on. Okay, as you can see, they're just kind of pushed on to a stand here. You see a spike, which I've tried to miss because I'm over here. Now, the way the Japanese sword cuts is by hitting the target and being drawn back through it. Okay? It's not as the English broadsword was, a bludgeoning instrument where you just hit them as hard as you can. It's all about hitting the target and drawing back to make the cut. Now, although this is a very sharp sword, if I didn't draw back, it would just knock the whole thing over. So it's got to be hit, it's got to be sliced back to make the cut. So the easiest kind of cut is a two-handed cut with that. So I'll just show you. Imagine this is your arm on your leg.
Oh my god.
Look, Jesus.
Right the blade, before I put it back in this very expensive slayer, as you would do with anything else. So, yeah, so the easiest cut is two-handed cut. Now, do we want that as a little kick?
Oh.
They stink for 3 days, but then they dry out and they're okay. There's no one here. Do we want them? Demonstration one day and I'll do it and hit the kid right in the head. Okay, so two-handed cut. These you can take them home. You can spray them with gold and you can use what you Christmas tree. Oh yeah. And special orders I can do people standing like that. Okay. So easiest cut is two-handed cut. I think I threw in I'll put it double-handed uppercut. No, don't give it to her. Harder to work against gravity, so two-handed cut.
I mean, that's more
Oh!
That's fine.
Is it done? When you go to demonstrations and you do ratings, they expect you to get just 4 cuts. Average target, but because I've got no money, I like to get as many as I can. Average target. So.
This is happiness.
So again, you've got to hit the target and be drawn through the target. Right, let's start off. Nice clean stuff, that's good, makes a change. So, okay, much harder are single-handed cuts because you've got to get that same effect again. You've got to hit the target, draw your shoulder blades together to make the cut. Okay. Single-handed cuts are more difficult. So imagine again, your arm on your leg. So. Sit.
Other questions? Or... Oh,
Any questions? Yeah, mate.
did they always wear it on their left?
Yeah.
Or was the possibility of being left-handed in?
I never knew of one. I've never read of one.
Yeah,
I suppose there must have been. And it would have been really difficult to deal with somebody who was a left-handed swordsman.
Well, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah. So you'd have had a good advantage.
Yeah, I just wondered whether that was a...
Everything's geared towards the right-handed one. Yeah. Any other questions? Any questions? No. I'll just...
This part is sponsored. I don't want obviously I just put it on the back.
Do you really want to have a try? You can hold this for me then. Sorry, James. You wouldn't do that, do you? I made it. Yeah, when you go to grade in Tameshigari, school Tameshigari, they grade you on the straightness of the cut. So what we're looking for is a nice straight cut, whichever way.
This one.
Any more questions?
No, don't. I don't dělej. Pokud ti rozpadne. Look, even if it's not dusty and this, you see how it's almost matched? That's how sharp the sword is.
Right, thanks ever so much, guys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is by donation.